What makes me excited about Ticketry as a company is you saw a need in an industry, and that's exactly what Cage Titans was. When I was a fighter, I saw that the experiences weren't great for fighters, and they really weren't great for fans as well. And similar to you guys in the ticket industry, so to be partnering with another Plymouth company, which is near and dear to my heart, being in Plymouth, which is our home for Cage Titans, it just made sense that you saw what we saw. Give the fans a better experience. Just buying the ticket doesn't end there. There's collectibles and merchandise and perks and all the things that you're going to give them this amazing experience. And that's what really excites me. And it just so happens you guys are here in Plymouth, which we love. We love Plymouth, America's hometown. Tickets for Cage Titans 69 are on sale now. So don't wait. These tickets will go fast. 2025, let's go.
Let's go, baby! Let's hear it for Shameless Don Shadis!
It's Tom Pagliarulo, who will be looking to claim the Cage Titans featherweight strap.
Do know me, know I'm like a fan favorite just because I'm never in a boring fight, man. I'm not gonna just like fight to win. Like I'm always actually gonna bring it. So they're in for a treat.
In there isn't to just fucking get in, get out. I want to make someone quit. I want someone to scream uncle. I want someone to fucking say stop.
I think on the regional scene, I've slowly progressed in the level of fights I'm taking. I've been in wars. I think I'm ready for it.
Let's hear it for Shameless Don Shadis!
It's Tom Pagliarulo, who will be looking to claim the Cage Titans featherweight strap.
Do know me, know I'm like a fan favorite just because I'm never in a boring fight, man. I'm not gonna just like fight to win. Like I'm always actually gonna bring it. So they're in for a treat.
In there isn't to just fucking get in, get out. I want to make someone quit. I want someone to scream uncle. I want someone to fucking say stop.
I think on the regional scene, I've slowly progressed in the level of fights I'm taking. I've been in wars. I think I'm ready for it.
Let's hear it for Shameless Don Shadis!
It's Tom Pagliarulo, who will be looking to claim the Cage Titans featherweight strap.
Do know me, know I'm like a fan favorite just because I'm never in a boring fight, man. I'm not gonna just like fight to win. Like I'm always actually gonna bring it. So they're in for a treat.
In there isn't to just fucking get in, get out. I want to make someone quit. I want someone to scream uncle. I want someone to fucking say stop.
I think on the regional scene, I've slowly progressed in the level of fights I'm taking. I've been in wars. I think I'm ready for it.
And I think I'm ready for it.
Are you ready for it, though?
2 weeks to fight them.
Only 2 weeks.
Less
And
than
that's
2
it.
weeks.
Happy New Year.
Cheers.
We're finally back.
You don't have your napkins, man.
Right here. Stocked off camera.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Look at that product placement. Like how you perfectly placed that long drink.
Yeah.
Right there. Like you knew what you were doing.
Well, we were planning for a short show, so I needed a long drink. Announcement. Why not?
Boom. There you go. Boom, boom.
I mean, full fight card breakdown or whatnot.
Yeah.
Just or at least announcement, because there's been a couple shakeups. But
Yeah.
only 2 weeks to go. We're gonna do the hot wing hot take. Is it next week? The week that we do the hot wing. Hot
Next
take?
week is hot week. Hot wing. Hot take is
It
next
crept
week.
up that quick, huh?
Man, it's like Christmas just ended and it was like boom, let's go. Like we've been talking about this fight. I mean, obviously we announced it back in November, so a month, 2 months build up. Christmas built in there, Thanksgiving built in there. So yeah, a lot of build up to this. I'm super stoked for this card. I think this is right at the top. Oh, they say they can't hear us. I don't know. Let's see. That's what Mr. Valdina said. Let's see. I don't know. Anybody else can thumbs us up? You can't hear. I mean, it's picking up our audio because I can see it in the subtitles. So I'm gonna go with it's catching us, but they say they can't hear us. Well, Mr. Valdina, I think you got to turn your volume up on your phone there, my man.
It's been tested.
I think you got to turn that volume up. It sounds like it's coming through. You're good, Alyssa. What's going on, Alyssa?
She's back in action.
Back in action. Can hear you. Carter Whitty, what's going on? Carter Whitty. So, Mr. Valdina, hit the volume.
Carter Whitty can't hear us, can't type.
It's so funny. Mr. Valdina hit me up in the middle of an event one time. And sorry, I'm going to share a story because he's always telling me about the errors, but this is the second time this happened. I'm not taking your word anymore. In the middle of the show, he's like, hey, come here. And I was like, what's up? He's like, man, I can't get my mother. I think it was mother or somebody, mother, father, whoever. He's like, they're trying to get the fight and he's not watching it. The stream's not working. I'm like, listen, the stream's working. I'm looking at it on the screen. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm like, it's working. I don't know what to tell you. He's like, no, they can't get on. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. And then come to find out, I think it was his mom. She clicked on one of the spam links in the comments. I'm like, please tell everybody you only can get it through CageTitansFC.com or Spectation Sports. And his mom clicked, I think, again, it was his mom. She clicked the spam link and bought a spam link. That didn't work, obviously.
Facebook, it's a generational thing.
Yeah, so Mr. Valdina, I'm not taking your word anymore. Anyways, yeah, we're 2 weeks out. What's going on, Tom Santos?
First come, first serve. Show up at the door, go get a pregame beer. And
what can we say? I can say something. I don't speak Portuguese. I'm sorry.
Bom dia.
Yeah, how you doing, Tom? Tom will be back in March. We were going to have him on a fight for January, but we pumped it back to March. So we'll see Tom back from Brazil in March. Jake Winters, as Andy said, first time attending. So first off, welcome to Cage Titans. We're excited to have you at your first event. And basically how it works is each section, whatever ticket you bought in, is open seating. So if you bought an upper balcony seat, pick anywhere in the upper balcony, mezzanine, anywhere there, floor, so on and so forth.
Show up early
or get yourself a hall pass. Hall pass, $15 to get you in an hour before the doors open. And that's your easiest way to get your first choice of seats. Get you in an hour early, get you to skip the line. A good note from Mr. Valdina. This is one of his ideas that he helped push forward. So he has a permanent hall pass. But the hall pass was a great idea. Mm-hmm. It's just a way to get in an hour before the doors open to the general public. You get to skip the line. So that's that. There you go, Jake. What's up, Fred? He says, Andy got a dog, Tater. So
yeah.
Should have had tater tots tonight.
No. French fries always. The Coop's fries did die for. You guys got tater tots, man?
We got tater tots, man.
That's good to know, though. I might have to get this.
We got tater tots. We got waffle fries. We got sweet potato fries at Coop's.
I've been coming here 8 years, and I'm just learning now you have waffle fries on demand. What?
Waffle fries. Tom, training hard for his victory, man. Listen, we love having you, Tom. You're always a pleasure. So maybe in March we'll get you back up here and we get you that victory. But anyways, yeah, so a lot of stuff going on. 2 weeks to fight time. The cage mat. I did put up a post last week that I had one more spot on the cage mat. I had a few companies reach out. We have a few new companies. 1, 2, 3. I think so I only had one more spot. And then one spot turned into multiple spots. So we reconfigured the mat a little bit. So, it was cool to see so many companies reach out, hitting us up. I'll give you a couple shout outs. Jones Excavating.
All right.
Greg Jones's company has joined the Cage Titans family in the sponsorship area, and he will be on the cage mat. ABS Fence, John Simmons, great guy. He was begging for the last year, but since we only do the cage mat at the beginning of the year, it's once a year thing. For 6 months, he's been looking forward to this day, and he's pumped. So ABS Fence will be on the cage mat, which I'm excited to announce. And another fun thing that I'm excited to announce, Prime Athletics. They're back on the cage mat. And fun fact, Cage, with Prime Athletics, they were with Cage Titans from Cage Titans 1.
Yeah.
So
here comes the boom.
Here comes the boom. They were part of it with us. We have a long history. It's a family-owned company as well, just like us. So, all the companies I just mentioned are all family-owned. So another company that we have joining the ranks again, Prime Athletics. And then I have one more that I think is pretty cool. This is not a family-owned business.
What kind of?
I mean, I guess it's kind of it's a 51% singularly owned by one person, and if I get an email tonight, I'll let you guys know. I'm actually looking right now. But yeah, so we have another company.
Regardless, it'll drop by the Hot Wing Hot Take.
Yeah, so we'll drive. So yeah, so we have another company that can be joining. Should I tell them? I don't know. Maybe I'll make them. I kind of want to say it. It's kind of cool though.
It is, but
It is cool. But anyways, yeah. So that's it.
we've tipped it. No more.
No more tip. All right, maybe I'll give you more. I'll give you more later. Maybe I don't know. We'll see. But anywho, so yeah, so the cage mat is going to print tomorrow, so it'll be here. So that's been moving this past week. This Wednesday is medical deadline day for all the fighters. So that's what's going on this week. Kind of tightening up, all the marketing stuff for next week. We're tightening up this week. As always, the week before the fight, you always see issues kind of happening and arising. So shuffling the deck with the fight card is happening this week, which I'll get to in a little bit. Production. Actually, this I'll open the floor to you guys. I mean, in the comments, figure, kind of speaking is, we're looking for new every year or every show, but especially every year, we're always trying to do something different. So I put the challenge out to our production team of something new this year, something that we want to bring to the table. And I'm open to ideas. Andy's got something.
I know one personal thing that I want at Memorial Hall
What do you got?
sometime in the future. Drop down microphone.
Drop down. Well, it's funny you mentioned a drop down microphone.
Stop.
That's not it. That's not it.
Oh.
We're actually looking into, which we're hoping that we'll have for next week, is a full direct over the cage camera shot. So we're gonna, kind of like what you see in the NFL with the camera that is on the field that's like suspended from
For the
cords.
fight? Didn't we try that once?
We tried it, but it was a different angle. It wasn't directly above. It was kind of at an angle. And again, this is not going to necessarily be during the fights, but kind of more of like a nice aesthetic shot throughout the evening. As we progress with it, maybe it will turn into something else. But the idea behind it is that suspended between the lighting truss on cabling will be a camera directly over. What's going on, Willie? Directly over. So it will be an exact overhead shot of the cage projected. I mean, kind of hung by cabling systems. And then the hope of the other challenge that I took that to the next level with was I don't want just a left-right axis of cables. I want multiple axes where it can go left, right, up, down, forward, backwards, and really similar. If you're coming with me on this ride, it's similar to that NFL camera that is
One that like travels around.
Travels. So possibilities endless. So we're going to look into that. Because a big arm truss boom like crane is just never going to work because as it is, we're selling out every show, and
Takes too much room.
We're going to lose 200 seats just to
Not
put
gonna
that
happen.
thing in there. So it's not going to happen. So this is an idea that we had to kind of go around that. So that's something that we're going to have next show. Both corners will be mic'd this show. So we will be able to pull audio in between rounds from the corners, which we've tested last year. Some success, some hiccups, but we seem to have that dialed in. So that's something new for production. I like Fred's idea, make the hall dark and only the lights above the cage. So that's kind of something to do with, trust me, I've already thought about this as well.
It's also up to the building.
It's the building code and permitting, and then you need to have fire department detail. There has to be so much light in the building when the event's going on. Granted, now that we have the lighting truss, there's a bunch of lights.
I knew back in the day, like say for instance, the movie theater, they'd have lights on the floor that would compensate for the lack of lights on the walls and in the room.
Yeah, so
in a
we
darkened setting. So I don't know if there are
Yeah.
more lights that we can. But
So
that's
what
a
that would
lot.
do- it would
That's a
entail is,
lot.
like,
we'd
we'd
have
have
to
to
we'd
go.
have to pack them up and install them. Yeah, that'd be.
It's been talked about. One thing I did talk about, speaking of the lights, is
you did
if
it.
you
You did it
notice-
for the purge workout.
yeah. If you notice the lights on the cage, it's all like, daylight white lights, and
Yeah.
then all the hall lights are the old bulbs that are like yellow. So I've talked about going through and replacing for our events all the light bulbs. It was one thing that,
I
like,
remember that.
trust me, I'm on it because I'm on it, and there's been thoughts, but that's kind of one hiccup on that little lighting aspect. Not to bore you with whatever, but there you go.
If you're ever wondering about the level of OCD,
Trust me, I see the pictures. I'm like, those fucking yellow lights. Like, the yellow lights don't match the light. Yeah. Now I'm just going down that head. I'm kind of pissing myself off. So next subject. But yeah, so we're always open to ideas. I thought about getting tap lights, but then it would really mean that I would have to go and put them on every stair in the building, which, I mean, I love you guys, and there's a lot that I
could see you doing it.
I
Though
would do it.
I
but-
could see the truck showing up fight day behind schedule with 18 boxes of lights that we got. I'm just saying, this is the vision. On that day, you would if you had to put.
So
lights
no,
on
we
all
did
the
that in
stairs.
that. We did it in the VIP up on the stage where we put little puck lights on every step, and that was only fucking 8 steps, and it was a pain in the ass because they get kicked. The tape doesn't stick.
Through the whole building.
Yeah,
gonna
not
do
the
it?
whole building.
You
I don't
gonna
know
do
what this is. Haptic seats. Do you know what haptic seats are?
Nope.
No, don't know. Willie, you'll have to explain it to me. But yeah, so we're kind of, so that's kind of what's going on this week. In terms of Cage Titan's world. But yeah, if I'm open to suggestions. Like, we've thought about this many times. We've thought about it. Don't say fog because we can't do fog. Just get that out of there right away. We're not allowed to do fog. But anything that you guys think that we could add? Oh, moving like the Sphere. Yeah, that's a damn old building, Plymouth Memorial Hall. I don't think you're going to get any moving seats. Good idea, though. But yeah, anything we can add. Like, we're always open to suggestions. I'm always, thinking I'm never content with what we do. I'm always looking for something new. So, like I said, this year, one thing that we're going to implement this show is an over-the-head, suspended camera, which plays onto Andy wanting a lowered mic. And now I'm like, shit, lowered mic, because we already have the cabling suspended in the camera. We could maybe do that. I don't know. We'll see. We talked about as well, maybe before the end of the year, putting, instead of that one big screen projector, putting big screen TVs.
Yeah. That'd be
on
sweet.
The truss, all the way around the truss. That's an idea that we've had kicking around that we're going to look into doing this year. And again, like, a lot of what we do at Cage Titans, and some of you know, some of you might not know, is that, like, everything we do is homegrown. Like, we just don't hire companies to do it. It's like, hey, listen, how can we pull this off? How are we going to do it?
Nobody
You know,
that listens or watches this works for OSHA, right?
yeah, don't even talk about that. But, it's just like, everything we do, we just try to figure out. So, we've done some networking internally in the building with how to run networks and cabling to, again, this is also not a high brand new function facility or venue that has everything running on wires.
No, they used to hang witches building back
So,
in
like,
the day. It's old.
we're trying to come up with these ideas, and then we have to go and implement it and input it into this venue and then take it down every time, because we can't just leave it there. So some infrastructure and some wireless networking and things like that is something that we have kind of perfected. We've been running network up into the locker room, and then all the cage side seats. all the cage side tables now run off a network where we can show the screens live in real time. We've also worked a way where what we show to the audience on the broadcast is different than in-house. So we're going to try to toy with that a little bit this year. So any ideas that anybody has, listen, shoot me a DM, and hey, this would be cool. Besides fog, and stage ramp. I have talked about this before, and Tyler Pimentel told me I was absolutely crazy because it would be way too heavy, and we'd have nowhere to store it and bring it back in and out every other time. So that's why the stage to cage ramp, a direct connect ramp, was kind of nullified. The other reason is the work that would have to go into it. Tyler Pimentel, right on cue, watching it. Don's asking about a ramp from the stage to the cage, and when we talked about it years ago, it was just the heaviness, the cost to build
Don't they already have the stage there?
the way we have to build it. Yeah, that would just wouldn't work. No,
Pick up the extenders.
no, it doesn't work, and they can't make those pieces.
I mean, we could just make a small ramp with the extenders out.
No.
All right.
No, and that's the other thing. They do have a stage extender, but the pieces can only go in the way that it's configured. So I was like, oh, just give me like the middle part of that stage extension, and it doesn't work. It has to all like kind of puzzle together. It doesn't work. Then the other thing is the walk from the stage to the cage. What is it? 20 feet, 15 feet. And then like, if you had to do it at a decline, because you're going to have to, you can't just go right from the stage into the cage because you need the checkout and all that stuff from the ringside officials. The amount of ramp is just, there's not enough space to ramp down. So anyways, Don, not a bad idea. Bigger venue one day. Yeah, it just wouldn't work. So sorry, Don. Good idea though. Keep the ideas coming. I like ideas. Actually, one of my other favorite things when I threw at Tyler was like the UFC. I wanted to make like little locker room stalls for our locker room.
Yeah.
And I thought that'd be super badass. I threw that at Tyler. Tyler's like, are you fucking insane?
Mhm.
And I said, yes. Moving on. Can we do it? And he was like, so yeah, there you go.
No. Please no.
Michael Robinson descend from the rafters. That wouldn't be bad. I mean, that has to take a fighter that wants to do it. And that's the other thing. Like, if you have an idea, like the party was notorious for that. Like, he'd hit me up and be like, this is what I'm thinking about for a walkout. Can we implement this? And I'm like, okay, let's see.
Can you get me a chair?
Well,
ride
that
like
was
a
different,
horse.
but he had a couple other walkouts. He wanted us to be waiting out front and he was gonna funny, but be escorted. He wanted me to contact Plymouth PD and Plymouth Fire and have a parade with them, like pay them for the day to parade him to the place. So yeah, that was not.
I'm just trying to imagine that conversation.
Yeah,
where that was a feasible idea, and I'm sure it took 30 minutes to diffuse that idea.
No, I actually was gonna make the call because I was like, well, I hire the detail anyways for the police detail, and I hire him for 8 hours, so 4 to midnight. Could I? And I got 5 guys. Could I peel off 2 and have them just drive the cruiser down and have him like? Trust me.
At this rate, may as well hire a mariachi band to walk him out.
He already had that idea too. He asked me if I knew any, and I was like, I don't know any mariachi bands, but Cancun, which is in the parking lot of Baymont, I said, walk over there and go see what they got. Anyways, we got all kinds of crazy ideas. Buy Memorial Hall, knock it down. Yeah, I don't know if the town will sell it to me, and that's a lot more money. And Tyler, if I'm not construction savvy, I don't have. Listen, I got bright ideas. I mean, they're still bright ideas. I don't have to be construction savvy. That's why I got someone like you to be like, no, or yes, but it will be this, and that's how much it will cost, and yada yada yada. Fred Wynn came up with stats. We do have stats that are on all the pro fights,
And
so I
they
don't know
come
how
up with
often
new
you
graphics
look
this
up.
time.
What was that?
New graphics this time around. For
Yeah,
those.
so I don't know how often you look up at the screen, but on the screen, we do have availability of stats for strikes, takedowns, ground control. We periodically throw them up in the pro fights off of the timer. So if you're looking in the lower third, you'll see them pop up off the timer. If it goes to a decision, we'll pull up the full fight stats. But yeah, that's another conversation that we've had in our production, where just kind of expanding upon it. We did strikes, just total strikes. We did takedowns and ground control, but we've talked about like, all right, we've kind of got that down. Can we expand to leg strikes, elbow strikes, and kind of get into it? And again, it's the fans. Some people like it, some people think it's dumb, but it's something we talked about. Numbered seats. So something we talked about would be that we talked about deeply with our new ticketing company was season passes. So, you see season passes, NFL, MLB, all the major sports, you can have, season tickets. And knowing what the Bruins do for season tickets.
I've heard that from a few fans too, that they want season passes.
So season tickets, what they do for the Bruins is they have a day where you could go to the Garden and every seat that's available to be purchased for season tickets has a sign on it. And you can just go around the whole Boston Garden and sit in seats that you see that have green papers on it or whatever it is that says that it's available for season tickets, and pick your seats. And then you get it there for the whole year. So not a bad idea. There's been debates back and forth because there are numbered seats on all of the seats in Memorial Hall. So going back 15 years, this has been a long debated thing about like, do we do numbered seats like your traditional venues? And, the overall consensus is that, with the way we do ticketing now with fighters selling tickets to their groups of friends and taking tickets on consignment and then returning the tickets they don't sell, it just creates another level of nightmare for us where they were assigned seats. Ozzy, obviously, you're related to Ozzy, but he takes 100 tickets and he ends up returning 30. Now all of a sudden I'm finding out on weigh-ins I have 30 more tickets to put back in circulation, and now I only have a day to sell those, and now I have a problem because I'm probably not going to sell them. Or all the people that I told that I had no more tickets, now all of a sudden Ozzy returns 30, and it's like, oh shit, I have 30. Oh, my friends made plans, I can't get rid of those tickets or whatever the case may be. Or better yet, we do sell those. What happens when those 30 tickets that are in a sea of 100 Aussie fans ends up being sold to his opponent's fans? And now I have a security issue in my mind where I might have, or let's say 4 people, and now I got 4 people in Aussie's section that are for the other person. It just was very tough. So we've had a lot of success over the years of kind of letting people sit where they do. So you kind of migrate to the side where your friends are or your fighters are from. And
it gives you a chance to mingle.
It gives you a chance to mingle. And it's just kind of been something that has just worked for us, which is kind of why I stay away from, assigning seats. The only thing that we do is front row, there's only 60. So that's it. Like, you kind of only have a chance to get those. So that's a couple reasons why the mind process of the whole numbered seats. But I'm not saying that it might not happen in the future, because with the new Ticketry partnership, there might be some opportunities. I don't know. It's just something I've always been against because of the whole thought process of buying a set of tickets and being in a whole sea.
As messy as it seems, it's the neatest way to do it for our events.
Yeah, I mean, like, hey, sometimes it sucks. I have somebody show up, they got 5 people, and they're like, I got 5. I want to, sit together. And I'm like, well, there's 2 there. There's a 2 there. And I got to move some people, but I'd rather deal with that problem than, Ron Marshall. I'm just using Ozzy just for fun because you asked the question, but, 4 Ron Marshall fans sitting in a sea of Ozzy Martin fans and, something being awkward and uncomfortable and having to deal with that situation for 16 different fights in one night. I'd rather deal with being like, oh, you need 5 seats, so you can't find them together. Let me move a couple people and get you, together. So not to beat that dead horse, that's kind of what we talked about. Take the stairs out and we can put a slide, you foolish children. That'd be kind of fun. In-ring commentary after fights.
I don't know what that means.
What that is. Fighter codes through Ticketry. So actually, very much like this is a great thing, Valdina. Very much like Spectation Sports has come up with a fighter dashboard, so to speak. In the past, fighters that sold pay-per-views or streams, they would just have a code, and then we were just kind of at the mercy. After the event, we'd be like, oh, you got 8 codes, so you get $80 or whatever the case may be. Last year, towards the end of the year, and they've kind of perfected it at our last event. Spectation Sports has a dashboard where you can actually control and see who's buying it in real time and take cash outs in real time. So they've put some money into that. And one of the biggest things of Ticketry that I've talked to them about is coming up with the same sort of idea for the fighter ticket sale portion, where it's less or maybe no hand-to-hand sales anymore, where you have a code, and you can see in real time, like, hey, my buddy Andy said he's going to buy tickets. That's the other thing. In the past, it was like fighters were not getting the sales that they were used to when we tried. Again, we've tried so many different ideas. We tried to go online exclusively before, and it's like, hey, you want to buy a ticket to my fight? Yeah, cool. Yeah, go online. And then you go online. I think you're going online, and then fight day comes, and we're paying them up for their ticket sales.
Well, you've always said, like, you hold that tangible ticket. It's like you're holding that. You're looking forward to it.
And then they're like, well, Andy told me he was going to buy them online. I'm like, here's the list of everybody that bought. Andy didn't buy. Oh, he told me. It was just kind of like, it was always that happening, because as opposed to in the new way that I've tried to talk to them about doing it, it's like, if the fighters can see, hey, Andy, you want to buy a ticket for my fight? Yeah, cool. I'll go online and buy it. No, here's my link. And then I can see, hey, I saw you didn't get it yet. Did you have any questions on the website? Or you can follow up to kind of like you do when you're selling hand tickets. Like, hey, you want a ticket? Oh, I'm going to buy a ticket to your fight. All right. Hey, Andy, you message me on Facebook and say you're going to buy a ticket. You want to meet up today? Kind of doing the same type of thing. Because I do think that personal interaction is such a key part of Cage Titans. And it's vital to when people say our fans are so much different, the venue, the feel. There's 1,500 people in there, and 1,400 of them have bought tickets hand to hand from fighters. So they felt the part of your journey, and they felt a personal connection, like you wanted them there. And I think that's why we get that energy notch that we do. So I don't want to lose that with going strictly digital. But it's clearly something that we're moving towards. So great idea. And that's something that's in the works. And, actually, we talked about that. That will be probably tested out for March with Ticketry. So there you go. The party will make his New England in 2025 Valdina a bust. It looks like Valdina hasta pronto. There we go. Hasta la vista, baby. Jessica's picking up what I'm putting down. Show fighter interview for the main event. So that was something that we've done. I believe we did it for the Peter Barrett fight. I believe we had a video package that rolled prior to our last main event, the Jorgen fight, didn't we? Huh?
I'm pretty sure we did.
I'm pretty sure we did. So it's something that we're working on. Sometimes it's easy to happen. And sometimes when we have fighters from out of state, it's not as easy to pull off. But I think that, have they reached out to you? Because Spectation said they were going to reach out to you about doing some voiceovers for videos, actually.
Yeah.
Did you already do them?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Andy already did them.
Yeah, we've had videos like
no for this show.
Yeah, exactly. For this show, we already did it.
You already did it.
Yes.
Cool. There you go. I'm actually happy because sometimes when I say things,
we did the video for the Jorgen fight for sure.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Like the intros, is that what he's talking about?
He's talking about like the John Anik kind of breakdown that we do like leading into a fight. Like coming up next, you got, Don Shanis, Cage Titans.
Well, this is more like a promo video type deal.
Yeah. But you've done stuff with Spectation for this upcoming event next week.
For like a promo video or just talking about.
Has it come out yet?
No, it hasn't come out. I think it's something that's going to be dropping on
Perfect.
Fight Night. I'm not sure when it drops, but
all right.
they gave me a day, a time, a Zoom link. I clicked it. I talked for some time
And that's
about
it.
a fight, and that was it.
No,
Yeah.
cool. So there you go. There you are. So yeah, fighter interviews and things like that kind of lead into the fight. We've done them. We've done them sparingly here and there. To be quite honest, a lot of times, why I'm surprised that he did it. And you might be like, why are you questioning it? Because a lot of times, as what we talked about at the beginning, like they go through me, and like why sometimes some things don't happen. It's like I only have so much manpower in myself that I can do before fight night. So
Yeah.
sometimes things fall by the wayside. So it's amazing that I threw an idea out there and it happened without me having to touch it. So I'm very happy today. Very happy today.
It's we got it covered. I mean, they got all the footage and whatnot, and it's just a
Perfect.
video, some highlights and clips, and
Love it.
I ranted for about 5 minutes, and they'll probably take about 15, 20 seconds of that 5-minute rant and throw it in there. Yeah,
You talked about Here Comes the Boom. I'll never forget that. We filmed for 2 days, and it was like a 30-second montage in the movie. I was like, wow, we were here for 2 days for that.
Yeah,
But
that's really it.
anywho, so we're always open to ideas. I mean, and keep them coming. If you have an idea,
Wait, 2 days it took to shoot
it took
that
almost
one
scene.
little fight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy. That's how the movie magic. Yeah, crazy. Anyway, so that's kind of what's going on this week. Next week, we'll hit you with the same normal stuff. The fighters are arriving. I think Natalie flies in Wednesday. I think Shayna's flies in from Vegas this weekend. Some of the fighters start coming down to town on Thursday, weigh-ins on Friday, then all that good stuff. So, yeah, man, fight week is almost upon us. As I bored you with some crazy ideas that I have and some thoughts. Guess I'll go to some bad news, some shakeups in the fight card. The fight card on our website. Unfortunately, Tim Walsh out of his fight with Will Latour. We're actually working on a replacement that I will be able to announce tomorrow. But Tim Walsh, unfortunately, had to pull out of his Muay Thai bout with Will Latour out of Red Seal. But fret not, will still be on the card. We have 2 replacement options for him that we'll find out about tomorrow. Next up, speaking of Muay Thai, Derek Reed out of Marandola Martial Arts taking on Ryan Maniscalco out of Sidyatong. Unfortunately, Ryan Maniscalco broke his hand. He got the unfortunate news. I think he thought he had a sore hand, a broken hand. Let me see. So unfortunately, Ryan Maniscalco is out with a broken hand. Derek Reed, we're currently working on a replacement for another fight. Bad news. Ryan Genus out of Freestyle Striking. He is out with a knee injury. He was taking on Rafael Ferreira out of Texera MMA. That fight happened to be a welterweight bout. If you remember the Timmy Walsh, that happened to be a Muay Thai welterweight bout.
Yeah.
So one of the options is Rafael since I had no replacement for him as an MMA fight. He might actually take on Will Latour in a Muay Thai bout. So keep him on the card. Besides that, I think that covers. Actually, Ryan Kennedy, unfortunately, is out of his bout with Brandon Walker. Bad news, that happened probably this morning at 11 o'clock. Good news is by 6 o'clock today, we had that fight replaced, and Jake Callender will now be taking on Brandon Walker. So
All
Jake
right.
Callender out of Sidyatong will be taking on Brandon Walker. So a couple little shakeups. We're still at 17 fights. It's a crazy night. All our pro fights are still intact. Some fights did we talk about all the fights last week or no?
No, you did it solo for
I
me.
did the
last
show because we had a
week, yeah.
couple rafter seating.
I had the puppy.
Oh yeah, the new
it was-
puppy.
yeah,
So
first night in, I didn't want to leave it too long in the
yeah, so
crate. He's
let's
doing
go.
all right. I gotta let him out so he can take a shit when I get home. But
So yeah,
let's say yeah.
here's the fight card. I didn't get a chance to talk about the amateurs last week. As you know, we have Tim Walsh that's going to be out. That fight looks like it's getting replaced. This was the fight card. I haven't had a chance. These fights all just kind of happened in the last 24 hours. It is odd that usually 2 weeks before the fight is when the majority of injuries happen and pullouts happen. I think that the fight becomes real when it's 2 weeks away, less than 2 weeks away. And then also like those injuries that you've been training through that you're like, I hope it gets better. I hope it gets better. That's kind of like the Ryan Maniscalco with the broken hand. He thought he had a sore hand, thought it was a sore hand, thought it would get better, and finally it didn't. Ryan Gina, same thing. Like a little knee tweak, thinks it's going to get better, and it's like, you know what? It's not getting any better. I can't go forward.
I don't have a meniscus.
Yeah, exactly. So, right at the top, Tara Wemsley taking on Ariana Bucciaccio out of USMMA. If anybody's been around for a while, Tara is training at a bunch of different gyms. She's with Regiment Training Center and making her debut against Ariana Bucciaccio. We talked about Brandon Walker's fight going right from the top. The amateur featherweight fight, Brandon Walker, 1-3 out of Ascension Athletics, will no longer be taking out Ryan Kennedy. He will now be taking on Jake Callender, 2-0 out of Sid Yatong. We got Colin Houghton out of 0-1. He's 0-1, looking for his first win out of Mohawk Martial Arts, taking on Drew Arpin.
That's a bagger.
We did post the flyer for that one. Someone's going to get their first win. Looking forward to that one. Amateur light heavyweight fight. Tito Medino makes his return, independent fighter, taking on Matt McIntyre out of the lab. Then we got Jack Parry out of Ascension Athletics, taking on Evan Hughes out of New England Submission Fighting. This is a fight that we posted today. Seems like a lot of people are excited. Tristan Wood, 2-1 out of Jake Pilla's Gorilla Crew, taking on Eder Gomes, undefeated 2-0 out of Mohawk Martial Arts. Exciting fight that we dropped the other day as well. We just booked it within the last week. Alyssa Totora, 1-0 out of Lozon MMA, taking on Melissa Santos, 1-1 out of Jake Pilla's Gorilla Crew.
That's a banger.
That's definitely going to be a good one. This one, speaking of bangers, Gavin O'Connell, 2-2 out of Mohawk Martial Arts / Connors MMA, taking on Jordan Tavares out of Regiment Training. Great fight. I do got to update that. That's a 175 catch weight. AM flyweight fight. And actually, the Melissa Santos
Totora.
Yeah, that fight is 115, so that's strawweight.
Yeah.
The Tara Wamsley fight is a flyweight. No, they're both strawweights. Yeah, they're both strawweights. Don't mind me. The poster from Melissa said flyweight, and it was supposed to be strawweight. So the website has it correct. This flyweight fight, 125, Johnny Gomez, Marandola Martial Arts, 1-0, had a sub of the year candidate last year, taking on Matt Martinez.
Oh, shit.
Fighter of the year candidate. Great fight. As we mentioned, Rafael Ferreira is out of his fight. Ryan Genis had to pull out with a meniscus injury. Ferreira may be switching over to Muay Thai to take on Will Latora. And then, there's the rest. And then the pro fight card. Kind of opening fight of the night. Trevor Goody taking on Kenyon Moore. Ozzie Martin making his pro debut against Ron Marshall. Hillary Rose taking on Natalie Schlesinger. Ali Zabian taking on Jack Condon. Got a lot of people talking about that fight too. The OG belt is on the line. Greg Jones, Kenny Champion, and our main event, Tom Pagliarulo taking on Don Shana. So there you go, guys. There is the card.
What a fight card
as
it
it
is.
stands right now.
That's
and like
true.
I said, a couple changes. We actually, though we landed on 17, we had, I want to say, 10 fights pull out, for various reasons. It's funny. I was at the Athletic Commission last week and fighting with them, kind of being like, I know you say there's only 16 fights. So you're not really looking to approve more than 16 fights. I said, but you never know what's going to happen in this sport. There's so many ways to have injuries happen. The way people train, it's just not like, boxing where pullouts are not really prevalent. And after going on a half an hour conversation about it, I kind of explained to him, like, listen, as of last week, we had 7 fights pull out. And then we had 3 pull out over the weekend. I said, in all various reasons, knee,
Yeah.
you got the hand, you got weight, you got this,
So many.
things. And they were like, yeah, we never thought of that. I'm like, yeah. So,
Yeah,
if
that's
I'm
what
at 16,
you
but I have-
didn't think.
I'm like, I have
what?
18 fights. You're going to make me pull 2 fights that are perfectly healthy because we happen to have no injuries on this leading up to a fight. I'm like, come on, man, that's just dumb. I said, the fight card's got to land where it lands. And if we got to pay more money for more fights, we do that. That's what we've been
The
doing for
biggest
years.
problem about these regulators is all the regulations.
Yeah. So
Who needs him?
so there we go. So anyways, that's that. I was just trying to see if I got a confirmation. But anyways, you know what? Fuck it. It's been making a lot of news lately. I'm just gonna tell you. I'm pretty stoked about this. Obviously, we're excited about our partnership with Second Wind Brewing that we've gone on since Cage Titans 50 and our first collaboration.
42nd
here.
brew.
I'm going down the line, Andy.
I know.
So
I know.
first, Second Wind, they were the first beer that kind of came to Cage Titan. Well, we went to them and then kind of came to us and designed a beer just for us exclusively with Cage Titans 50. So shout out to Second Wind. They've been with us for a long time now, which paved the way for, they were our Fight Night IPA, which paved the way for our lightweight lager, which 42nd Brew Company has been doing for us for the last 2-3 years. They're the official lager of Cage Titans. And I'm pretty excited to announce, we'll probably do something more formal, but, Table Titans is about me just talking and us just talking, and no one's telling us what to say. We just say what we want to say. But if we had some bosses, they'd probably be like, don't be dropping this hint, but I'm my own boss, so we can do it. So it's kind of cool. I mean, if you're into it, anyways, yeah, there you go. Hulk Hogan's Real American Beer has signed on with Cage Titans for 2025 to be the official light beer of Cage Titans for 2025. The Real American Beer.
And I don't know nothing about wrestling, but I knew that reference.
Yeah, he does the rip. And listen, man, I'm not. I watched wrestling.
We're MMA guys.
But we're MMA guys. But the crossover is inevitable. With TKO owning the UFC and WWE. Hulk Hogan is whether you are a wrestling fan or not, that guy. You see his face, you know his name, you know his brand.
And now
and
you'll know his beer.
His beer, and so it's kind of cool. We have a lot of local companies that have partnered up with Cage Titans over the years, and I love everybody for believing us locally. But this is a company that has no ties to Plymouth, has no ties to New England, just sees, what we do and reached out to us. Actually, it wasn't the other way around. They hit us up, and they literally hit me up today at, I want to say 2:00, and we were on a conference call at 6:00, and the deal was done. And it was just like that. So for me, cool. You already have beers, and listen, I love Second Wind and I love 42nd and everything. And this was just kind of a cool thing.
More beer,
more beer. Yeah. But it's also like a national company that is picked up on us little guys here in Plymouth. And it was kind of a little cool nod. That, somebody saw what we did, saw the value in what we did. That's outside our area. And so that's cool.
A little national notoriety. And
hey, listen.
Maybe
he just said Fred Wynn had the Hulks to come to Cage Titans. We actually did talk about that because we talked about what we did with Ty Law, and we were like, hey, listen, Ty Law kind of did a couple different stops on his way and ended his night at Cage Titans, and then ended up coming to the after party. So we kind of did that with Ty Law, and that was a part of our conversation that if the Hulkster would want to come out, and maybe sometime this year. Again, that's not a promise or anything like that, but
Nick
it
Heiler,
definitely came up.
Nick Heiler might have a heart attack.
Listen, man,
he might drop. He might
There's a lot of Andy, you're a purist, but there's a lot of crossover in what
I'm aware.
I'm
aware. I've never gotten it. It'd still be cool. Don't get me wrong. I know who Hulk Hogan is.
You barely knew who Ty Law was, and could care about Ty Law.
I definitely knew who Ty Law was. I watched football growing up. I never watched wrestling. I played football.
Hulk Hogan versus Ultimate Warrior.
I knew who Ty Law. I didn't know who Jalen Brown was.
No, that's who he did.
I don't watch sports anymore. But Ty Law. That was back when I was watching sports. Yes, I knew who Ty Law was. But
that was who it was.
I absolutely did not.
Brown.
I had no idea who he was. Not the slightest clue.
Yeah.
But still cool. It's badass. He's a
so from
Celtics champion, of course.
So who knows? So there you go. My unscripted. I shouldn't tell you, but I'll just tell you anyways. And that's why I love doing Table Titans. You never know, what kind of mood I'm in. Might give you some information that probably shouldn't give you this early, but hey,
fuck it, you did it.
And then you might find out what
It's good to
Andy's
be-
working on behind the scenes.
Good to be the king.
But yeah, so there you go. Hulk Hogan's Real American Beer, and they're really stoked about coming in. They really kind of valued, like, just even seeing the venue. They're like, "Holy, this is the venue you do?" And I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, I sent them pictures of the venue, and they're like, "Wow, this is cool." And then they started sending me pictures back of, ideas they had to, really kind of, hammer it home. And, I mentioned Second Wind and 42nd importantly because they were the first kind of beer companies that believed in us and they paved the way, and they're local. And Second Wind, and I think each one of them has their own market. Second Wind is our IPA, and the other two companies aren't IPA, so we still carried Bud Light. But now we're going to be carrying the American Light, the Real American Beer. And Second Wind did the IPA. Then you had the lager. So like those people that wanted that nice lager had the 42nd one.
Little taste
lager.
for everybody.
And, fuck it, because I'm in the mood. Speaking of beers, have I tried it? Great question. I have not tried.
Well, you're not a beer drinker anyways.
I have not tried it. I do not drink beer. So I have not tried it, unfortunately. Like I said, this all came about it this afternoon. I got a call and it was like, "Will you be okay if I give the Real American Beer people your number?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, go ahead." And that turned into a call with their regional guy. And then that turned into a call with their main office. So it literally happened. So there was no beer to try. But speaking of beer, I'm trying to send it to myself so I can get it up on the screen because I love spoiling shit for you guys. I am going to drop, speaking of beer, thought this was cool. I am going to drop one of the beer cans from for Cage Titans.
Oh shit!
69.
I haven't seen this yet.
So yeah, I don't think Andy's seen this either. So
Nope.
let's get this dropped up there. Boom. Let's see what we got. I don't want to really see my email, but screw it. I'm going to throw it up. There you go. There is the 42nd Brewco Cage Titans 69 lightweight lager. You see my man Kenny Champion and Greg Jones.
With the new sponsor coming in, we have one of the OG sponsors with the OG belt on the can. I love it.
So there you go, guys. So I figure we're speaking about beers. There you have it. The OG lightweight lager. So, and then Second Wind's IPA, their label gets created on Wednesday, so they'll have their drop on their normal fight.
Nice.
Week. Actually, maybe I'll give it to you next Monday. I
Who
like
knows?
my new thing is I like spoiling things.
Who gives a shit?
Just spoil it.
It's good to be the king.
Kenny Champion on a beer. There you go. So so there's kind of catch up on the week, catch up on what we do this week, and
the calm before the storm. We've had a long layoff since the last one. This is kind of like the real stretch where like I'm really itching for fight week. It's coming right down.
It's been too long, and this
coming
fight
down
card.
the pipe, and that sets the tone for every 8 years or every 8 months.
Yeah.
8 weeks. Jesus. See, that's how long it's been. I need fight week to happen so I can think properly again. I need violence. I need blood spatter. I need it. So here we go. It's coming. And everybody's going to have a great time. All the fighters are cutting weight. So make sure you get your tickets off of them soon.
Make sure you hit up your fighters, actually.
Yeah, and have that hand-to-hand experience that we were talking about earlier about getting to see them mid-fight camp, support them.
Well,
face to
regarding
face.
this, honestly, like hit up your favorite fighter to get a ticket because Ticketry, we're already sold out online. So
Never
there's
mind. Yeah,
no-
yeah, that's double
you-
incentive then.
You know, and fighters. I know a lot of people like to wait till the last minute, like next week, but I'm telling you now, again, some inside info. This past week, I told all the fighters, effective immediately. This week, everybody, this is the last week to sell tickets. We're collecting all tickets this week because we had just, too many fighters that are looking for more tickets, and it's just like, oh shit, we need to get some of these tickets back and out of circulation. So
Go see us out.
I don't say it to like just pressure anybody. Like if you don't want to buy tickets, don't buy tickets. I'm just telling you, like we say it all the time, and up until this year, we would let fighters sell tickets all the way, and we would always leave them open because we know we get some back. Just it's too close for comfort lately where we're not getting tickets back, and then it's fight day and we're like, shit, we thought we were getting 100 tickets back, we don't have it. Tyler was watching earlier, it's like, hey, Tyler, get 100 more seats out on the floor. We're like, at the end of the day, just get your tickets, get them early, hit them in the next few days, because I told guys by Wednesday, Thursday of this week, I'm going to be making the rounds to the gym and collecting all the tickets back, and it won't, and that's going to be our policy moving forward. People that wait to the last minute will be sold out by the week of the fights now, especially with the new program that we have with ticket selling and all that. So Zach's Andy's trying to hold in your laughter. But you're such a dick. I won't even amuse you and do it, but I definitely
out of the blue with it.
I don't even understand. You are something else, my man. You are something else. I was gonna say, does it have to be black, or could it just be any race that's not white, and that would, make you happy in regards to what you're asking me? I'm actually looking quick through my pictures, just for the fun of it. Now, I don't even know where you get off saying that, because I'm looking at my pictures and I'm like,
it's all fight pictures. There's no pictures of
I
you.
have a personal picture.
You don't have any personal pictures with anybody, so you don't have a personal picture with a black guy. So you must be racist.
I mean, you're something else, Zach. You always know how to bring a little fun and a little side up. But I mean, then again, of course I have pictures. Like there's one right here. Like I'm in pictures with all of our fighters. So if you're talking about my personal life, oh come on, Big Mikey, help me out here. Actually, hold on, Mikey, drop a picture in the comments right now. Right now, drop a picture, save your boy.
How did that get me laughing? That was good.
I'm actually,
He's
I'm
back.
going to look at Mikey's Facebook. He's got to have a picture of me, that motherfucker.
I don't know, boss. You might not have it.
Mikey, damn, Mikey.
You might have
Mikey, help me out here, guy. The wedding day pictures, come on, something.
Sir, you might be onto something, dude.
Oh man, Zach Sarro, bringing it. You're always bringing something. Shit,
I had no idea.
Mikey, you got to have your
I
wedding
had
pictures.
no idea.
To my defense, I don't have pictures. I don't take pictures. Look at my profile picture of my Facebook. It's still me from
on a
5
family
years
on
ago.
a family picture day that your wife made you go to.
That's my only
That's
picture.
the only picture you have.
No, not Mikey. Well, whatever. Anyways, who cares? Why don't you get off topic? Fuck you, Zach Sarah. You're still mad because you talk all this shit. You're just mad. Send it to your Facebook message, Mikey. You're just mad because you talk all this shit. And about 5 years ago, you were talking shit, run your mouth, and I said, right now, let's go. We were in the cage, and I choked you out.
And he grabbed
in
your
about
both.
40 seconds. And he tried to grab my dick and squeeze it to get me.
No,
to
not
let
try.
go.
You grabbed
You
your
did.
dick and you
And
go
I
over
squeezed your neck
choking
harder.
you guys.
And you tapped like a little baby. And that's the only reason that you like to talk shit to me. But we can run it again anytime you want, Zach Zero. You just show up to the fight day early. We'll get in the cage. We'll test it out. Boom, Mikey. There's 2 black guys in this picture. Mike, send this to me on. Mikey, I'm saving this. Here we go. And we're gonna give Big Mikey a pop up. Here we go. Hold on. And actually, the fun part about this picture is I'm in pants, and as people know, I don't wear pants often, so you get a picture of me in pants as well. Damn. All right, here we go, Mikey. Mike's check your phone. All right, Mikey, hold on. I'm getting that. What does Zach said? I was squeezing that hard as hell too, Mike. Didn't flinch. Real team yelled up and said, I was trying to eat. Listen, when somebody grabs your meat like that, you got 2 options: release and scream, or you squeeze them harder with hopes of not playing your hand that they let go because they think you're fucking nuts. And I went with the latter.
All right, are we done with this, you racist fuck?
All right, hold on. We're gonna get this. On Mike in under 30 seconds. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, Fred. Stop Sheen. All right, I'm gonna show you this just for my man, and because you know what, I like this photo.
It's a good
It's
photo.
an opportunity to give a shout out to my boy Mikey. So
On the
here we
way.
go. There's your one picture for you at the wedding of Big Mikey. Oh shit! I probably should hide the screen of all the other side. Never mind. There's not bad stuff in there. Look at these pictures. Yeah, there you go. There's multiple ethnicities in this photo right there. So there you go. You're debunked. You're debunked, Mr. Zach Cyril. You're debunked. Next thing he's like, well, you're only standing on the side with the white guys. I know he's gonna say no.
That's what I was thinking.
I'll beat you to it. It just happened to work out. It just happened to work out.
It's like this.
All right. Anyways, enough fun for today. I'm giving everybody.
It just kept getting worse for you. You didn't have one on tap. You were just like, oh shit, I know.
I win. He said I win. There was I win. You said produce a picture. Mikey, Big Mikey to the rescue. Shout out to Becker and Mikey. Got married. What was it, December 21st, I think? A couple days before Christmas.
Oh, that was outstanding.
So
Yes,
it was a
big
pleasure
congrats
to
to
be a
them.
part of your wedding.
Oh.
That beautiful day. You actually
Wow.
see another Cage Titans connection. Mr. Joe Giannetti standing next to me. And Paulo is
on
the
the
guy
white
in
on the white side of the photo.
Yeah, and then underneath the bald head, that's Paulo from Pear Tree, a longtime sponsor of Cage Titans. So
Wow.
this show took a turn.
Wow.
For sure. Heading over to Cage Titans FC, I will update when we get off the air some of the fight shakeups, but the full card's there. The stream, if you can't make it to the fights, you can't hit up your favorite fighter, or you get left out in the cold. I always say to people, we'll do watch parties around Plymouth, usually Proof 22, Tavern on the Wharf, Main Street. So if you still want to come and be a part of, fight night festivities in the Plymouth area, then join us at the after party. There will be fight watch parties downtown if you can't get your tickets. But I promise you guys, get your tickets like in the next 2 days. By Thursday, the latest, because we will be going around. All fighters will no longer have tickets as of Friday of this week. Online is already sold out on Tickettree, so there'll be no opportunity after this week to get your tickets. So that's it. That's all I have. Tune in next week for the Hot Wing Hot Take.
Going through every single fight, matchup by matchup.
Kind of give you some insight on the fight, break it down a little bit more formally than tonight, which was agenda-free. Just shooting the shit.
Shoot the shit for an hour. And
We got Andy. Anything? I saw you playing. You're playing a gig.
yeah, I got one in Rhode Island coming up the Thursday of fight week. So it just ended up like that. That was an availability they had, and I was like, "Fuck it, let me swing it." So, yeah, got that gig there, and I'll be at TD's in Milford tomorrow or Wednesday night for a bit. So that's about it on the music front, and nothing new. I'm just glad to know you're not racist.
Jesus Christ.
Why'd you open the comment? Like,
I mean,
you could
you're on like a schoolgirl reading it off the screen.
I was not. I saw it, I chuckled, and I lost my focus
Actually,
on it.
shout out
And
to-
you brought it back up. And then
Shout out to Indian Brook Elementary School. They just kicked off a business fair. I guess they do it every year. So today I was one of their guest speakers at the business fair about businesses. So I got to talk about Cage Titans.
Here, kids.
Well, and obviously I was very mindful. I told the teacher, I'm like, listen, I understand that, I own a fight business. Like it's speaking to fifth graders, I'll be very mindful of it, talking to 11-year-olds. So, just talk about the journey and the difficulties and things that arise of coming up and starting a company. Also was able to talk about Coops a little bit and that business. And the oddest thing happened to me. And usually, and of course here, people, most time when I speak to people, Cage Titans, everybody knows about Cage Titans. Start off, hey, who's heard of Cage Titans? One kid, only one person heard of Cage Titans. Then I said, anybody here at my restaurant, Coops Bar and Grill? Like 8-9 kids raised their hand. And I was like, I never, and especially being at a school in Plymouth, you figured Cage Titans. All the kids,
Those kids are full of shit,
yeah.
though.
And
Kids haven't heard of Cage Titans, but they know the bar in Quincy. Nah, come on.
I thought it was
They're
crazy.
just making it up.
I don't know. I thought that too. I was like,
They probably know a kid named Coop in the other class.
could
That's
be.
just
One little girl. The
I
person,
know Cooper.
the person who raised their hand was a little girl, and she's like, "Cage Titans. My dad talks about that." And I was like, cool. Tell your dad he's a cool kid." So then, this was only week 2 of the business fair, where they're coming up with ideas on like starting their own businesses, and some kids were starting soap companies, and my son, who's part of it, he's doing like fish and worms. And
Nice.
So funny thing is that at the end, in typical me fashion, I was like, when does this whole program end? And it ends March 12th. So I said, guess what? We have a Cage Titans event March 22nd. I'm going to invite you all to the event, and you guys can all set up tables out front in the pavilion and sell whatever things you guys come up for your businesses.
Dude, that'd be sweet.
So, so shout out to Indian Brook Elementary School that was kind enough to invite me to speak today. And,
cool.
They're all in the developmental stages of what business they want to start and what products they want to sell. And then in March, we're going to put them out there in the little pavilion, and we're going to set that up. So
Nice.
just something else that, we're doing with the community, it's fun.
Let
So
the kids hustle.
that was cool. It was
Yeah.
interesting today.
The dad duties.
Yeah,
That's
you
funny.
hear people that want to talk about fights and Cage Titans, and it was kind of cute, to kind of be there in front of like little kids, and they were really excited to talk and ask questions, and it was kind of a heartwarming, different type of thing that I did today that I didn't want to lose, so I wanted to share with you guys. I wanted to share with you guys.
Why not?
And it's something that, speaking earlier on the show, this is why it's trouble when we don't have an agenda, because my mind goes a million miles an hour and I think a million things. But we were talking about earlier things that we want to do in 2025 and new things. And that's something that we really, me and Mikey specifically have talked about, really getting back into doing, more community stuff. We did the backpack drive this past year. We adopted,
Toy drive,
10 kids over the holiday. We're going to do the 4th of July parade 100% this year. Obviously I spoke at the school today, but, we're going to try to get into some more community things where like maybe we'll invite fighters to, do things at, schools, and parents is at schools and do things like that. Do some community service stuff. So it's fighters or even fans. If you want to get a part of it, Michael Oliveira, there's his Facebook, DM us, like town cleanups and things of that nature. We're really going to try to, kind of do, it's fun to be able to do that kind of stuff. Makes you feel good. And, so we're calling on you, Cage Titans community. If you want to get involved, hit up Mikey and, we'll find something. Or you have somebody that's in need, or a school that's looking for volunteers or anything like that, or
anything, man. It's just something to get involved with. The Cage Titans community.
The community it is.
Cage Titans Community Cares Project. Maybe we can name it that. I don't know.
It's true for both, but we'll figure it out. All right.
That's it. I got
5
nothing
months.
else.
We got a couple weeks.
really don't
Get
have
your
anything
tickets. Me neither. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Have a good
Later.
one. And
Thank you as
see
always.
soon. Let's see what we got for the ending video this time.
Let's hear it for Shameless Don Shadis.
It's Tom Pagliarulo, who will be looking to claim the Cage Titans featherweight strap.
Do know me, know I'm like a fan favorite just because I'm never in a boring fight, man. I'm not gonna just like fight to win. Like I'm always actually gonna bring it. So they're in for a treat.
In there isn't to just fucking get in. I want to make someone quit. I want someone to scream uncle. I want someone to fucking say stop.
I think on the regional scene, I've slowly progressed in the level of fights I'm taking. I've been in wars. I think I'm ready for it.